Hi, Scott Machine Gun Dad. Welcome back to my channel. In my saga of trying to get Nick's exposed to just about all kinds of firearms history that I have access to, I talked about in the Mini 14, I talked about shooting this rifle for the final comparison. So what is this rifle? This is an Armalite AR-180. This is a Sterling model. This is a well-beat version of the Sterling. It's my go-to Armalite that I want to go shoot on the range because it's not collector grade. It's kind of used. So we're not going to do a close-up. There's a bajillion videos on the 180. So let's go shoot the crap out of it. Leave it locked open. Using the center piece, not the right piece. You just saw Nick shoot it and Shannon shoot it. Shannon's behind the camera, so I might shout to her. What did you think?
I really like this gun. Its sights are really good. I missed a couple shots. That's just due to my own inaccuracy. But whenever I slowed myself down, I love these sights. They're really good. You finally found a set of aperture sights that I can use without missing every shot. It barely moves when you shoot. Obviously, it's a 223 or a 556. You said this one has got the metal frame?
Yeah, this is the stamp sheet metal.
I really like the additional weight that adds, and the actual grip on this is really nice.
Yeah, if you notice, it's a little more curved than an AR-15. AR-15 is more straight up and down. This is more like almost curved to fit your hand.
Yeah, it is way more comfortable in my hand than I thought it was going to be. The stock, I saw the stock and saw it was so skinny. I thought it was going to be a little bit more uncomfortable to shoot than the wide.
You mean like on your face?
Yeah, on the
cheekbone.
On the cheek well. This is a lot skinnier. I expected it to be a little bit more uncomfortable to get a good sight picture. Didn't even notice it, but I like it. It fires well. It's built well. It is beat to crap and back, but it still functions.
All right. What did you think? I know she's behind the camera. You can't see her.
Yeah, I agree with everything that Nick had to say for the most part. She shot very well. It took me a couple of turns to figure out exactly where I had to be because the sights are a little bit different. But yeah, she fired beautifully. Once you figure out where you got to go, there was no problems. She shot beautifully.
I was going to do this in a separate video, but I'm going to just throw it all in because we all have now shot the Mini 14, the 180, and the AR-15 in the next. But which one did you like better? And you're allowed to hurt my feelings.
Well, for my personal experience, the Mini 14 would be at the bottom. I did not like that anywhere near as much as the AR-15 or the AR-180. It's a really close toss-up between the 180 and the 15.
I'm going to put a caveat. As you can't count the fact that the AR-15 has gone through a lot of development since then. You got to think it's 1979 and you're going into a sporting goods store to buy one.
If I was just going in looking at those three guns as they were, this if I'm not mistaken was made to be a little bit different than the AR-15. It might have been a little bit cheaper at the time, but going in, I probably would take the AR-180 over the AR-15, but considering also recent developments in technology, the AR-15 has got a lot more that you could do with it. This is a more pleasant shoot, but you can do a lot more with the AR-15. It's got a rail on the top, you can mount an optic to it. That's about as much as I would personally care to throw on it, so I would take the AR-180 over the AR-15, but easily the Mini 14 is on the bottom. I did not like that anywhere near as much as these.
Shannon, do you remember the other two?
If I saw them, probably, but all those random numbers, not so much.
Okay, well, if it's 1978, this rifle blows the AR-15 away, and for two reasons. First of all, I didn't show this to Nick, but I'll show it to you guys. Can't do that with an AR-15.
Not with that buffer tube.
And the other thing is, this is an aftermarket rail. The factory AR-15, I'm sorry, AR-180 or AR-18 scope from Armalite on here retains 0. You could take it on and off and it would retain 0. So, 1978, this was probably the best design. 2024, this is an antique. It's never been updated. They made the AR-180B during the Clinton ban, but pretty much all these guns were made in 1975 or before. This is basically firearms history. This isn't something you can do so much better with a modern AR-15. But if you really have the time and the money and you really want to go out and shoot something that's really cool from that era, from the 70s, these are freaking awesome. When I said earlier when we did the Mini 14 video, I said if you have the money, all Americans should have a Mini 14. I'm going to caveat that. If it comes down to you have the money for a Mini 14 or you have the money for an AR-180, by the way, 180. The only problem with this, 0 parts. Unfortunately, even though the parts are easily made, they're just stamped sheet metal. No major manufacturer will supply parts. Now, there was a lower that would go on here, and we'll cover that in a different video. But thanks for coming to the channel. Thanks for watching these guys shoot these. I just love them. Like, subscribe, and comment.
Follow us on Rumble.
And I actually do read the comments. If you go back, you'll see I give you a like or a heart if I really like what you do, and if you say something that needs a response, I'll respond, and if you say something stupid, I'll respond. too. I like stupid comments because I like. And on a side note, I know this probably shouldn't be on there, but I have a couple trolls, and I want to thank them for coming, taking the time from their blue hair and their holes in their faces to come to my channel and give me a dislike on every video. Keep up the good work.